guys, and welcome back to TPW Talking Pro Wrestling. And this here is the predictions for AEW's Rampage event. We will also have the results for Impact Wrestling next, and then the predictions for MLW will be here as well. Let's go for the AEW Rampage predictions first. The first ever AEW Royal Rampage will take place on AEW Rampage. And it has been decided that AEW Rampage will in fact still have the two rings in Detroit. Apparently this is going to be a different, interesting thing. The Royal Rampage might see something different than what we're used to, is what I'm seeing here. But this Friday's episode of AEW Rampage will feature a first-time ever Battle Royale match called the Royal Rampage. The concept will see the two rings for Blood and Guts repurposed, as 10 competitors will be designated to each ring in an over-the-top rope challenge, with new competitors entering every minute. When it comes down to the final man in each ring, it is unclear, though, if they will begin in a traditional singles match, or they will enter the same ring and finish the Battle Royale under the same rules. But the winner of this single elimination Battle Royale will earn the first opportunity at Jon Moxley's AEW Interim World Heavyweight Championship. Well, remove the heavyweight. At Sunday's, that he won at Sunday's New Japan and AEW's Forbidden Door pay-per-view. And what we saw, I finally figured out who was all in the Royal Rampage. Frankie Kazarian, John Silver, Orange Cassidy, Roosh, Hangman Page, Konosuke Takeshita, Penta Oscuro, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland, Darby Allin, The Blade, Dustin Rhodes, The Butcher, Max Caster, Tony Nese, Matt Hardy, Dante Martin, and Brody King. So when I said that I thought I saw Ryan Nemeth, I was wrong. But I was right about seeing Konosuke Takeshita and Powerhouse Hobbs. But this is a good variety of wrestlers that'll be in the Royal Rampage. It's very hard to predict who's going to, in fact, win and take on Jon Moxley for the interim AEW World Championship. I think whoever it is, though, they're going to have a great match, but Jon Moxley's going to retain it. But my prediction for here, just for now, I'm probably going to be wrong, but we'll see. My prediction is Hangman Adam Page, just mainly because he's been having these great matches with Silas Young, and he had a good match with David Finlay, and he's just been trying to, become he's just trying to become the top guy again. He's getting his momentum back up, trying to climb through the rankings, and I think Hangman Page would be a great opponent for Jon Moxley for the AEW Interim World Championship. So that's my reasoning to why Hangman Page should win. But there's also a good amount of other superstars in this, wrestlers in this, that have good momentum too. And there's a bunch of underdogs in here too that'll be in this matchup. So it's really hard to determine who will win this Rampage Royale. but we'll see what happens, as this really could go any way for the most part. It was then also announced AEW Tag Champions, the Young Bucks, will be facing Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, with the stipulation being that if they win, they will earn an AEW title shot in the future. Now, like I said on the previous episode, I agree with what is happening here because of the chance to see Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi shine on television, and it's just good cross-promotion as well. My prediction here, Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi win this matchup so that they get a good feel at an American show once again, and so they can take on the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, as that would be an amazing matchup to see Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi taking on the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. It's really what needs to happen is to give the Young Bucks as many matches as they can, so that way they have a good second time tag title run. And that way, so whoever they lose the tag championships to, which I think is going to be FTR, they have a good enough momentum and makes the match even more memorable and more shocking and surprising all at the same time. So, yeah, this entire having the Young Bucks having the Young Bucks do these impressive matchups with impressive tag teams, it will build into something very memorable in the future. But now going on to the hard-hitting women's action, quote-unquote, when Toni Storm goes one-on-one with Nyla Rose. So, since Toni Storm lost the chance to become AEW Women's World Champion, she's going to have a pretty tough time taking on Nyla Rose now, too, as she also has tried to become AEW Women's World Champion, and she has been AEW Women's World Champion before. And both of these women are most definitely going to try and climb through the ranks to try and take on Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's World Championship. Both of these women have tried to take Thunder Rosa on for the AEW Women's World Championship as well. So, this is going to be a good matchup, I believe. And I enjoy Toni Storm. I enjoy Nyla Rose. Both of these women are going to be very tough opponents for each other. That's all I really have to say. So, who do I think is going to win this? It's really hard to say because I know it's going to be a great match. I'm ready for a Nyla Rose to try and go for the Women's World Championship again. I'm also ready for Toni Storm to try and go for it again. But Thunder Rosa needs to defend her Women's World Championship against somebody she hasn't defended it against yet. First. So, climbing through the ranks while Rosa's still being a defending champion will give either Nyla Rose or Toni Storm a big chance here. And they both have a big chance to ruin each other's momentum here. So my prediction here is that Nyla Rose wins against Toni Storm. And the real reasoning for this is because Nyla Rose has tried really hard to try and go for the Women's World Championship. She's already she's already climbing through the ranks again. So I think with a loss against Toni Storm, that'd be pretty upsetting for Nyla Rose, and that would ruin all of her momentum. And I know Toni Storm just lost against Nyla Rose, and giving her a win against Nyla Rose would be a good option, but having her climb through the ranks to just take on Thunder Rosa next month, next month, I don't think that's a good idea. So I think Nyla Rose should, if either of these women are going to climb through the ranks and try and take Thunder Rosa on for the Women's World Championship, again, in my opinion, it has to be Nyla Rose. So, yeah, that's my predictions for AEW Rampage. Coming up next, Impact Wrestling results. Hello guys, welcome back, and here's another thing that happened. Well, really, I'm going to talk about the MLW Fusion predictions. I know I said I'd do the Impact Wrestling results, but I decided I'd do that last. So, here we go. The two matchups that are happening here on tonight's MLW Fusion. First of all, the Samoan SWAT team will take on Las Aztecas as Cesar Duran looks to make Fatu and the Samoan SWAT team pay for their smash and dash job on El Jefe's office as Juicy Finau and Lance Anoa'i team up against Cesar Duran's Las Aztecas. So this is going to be a big matchup. The Samoan SWAT team, I think, making their tag team debut on MLW Fusion. Las Aztecas have had tag matches on MLW Fusion, I believe. So this is going to be a good tag team matchup, I believe. My prediction here is the Samoan SWAT team wins, just so this rivalry between Jacob Fatu and his group and Cesar Duran's group continues. And also, Cesar Duran has dispatched Gangrel's brood to take care of the world's greatest wonder once and for all. But Microman finds himself with some serious backups in the form of Taya Valkyrie and Lindsay Dorado. So will Strange Sanger carry out El Jefe's bidding and rid of the League of Microman for good? Or will they go to the extreme to finally vanquish Strange Sanger? So what is happening here is a trios tag team match, it looks like, as Microman, Taya Valkyrie, and Lindsay Dorado looks to take on Strange Sanger. Microman has had a bunch of different people and luchadors stick to his side to take on Strange Sanger, and this time it is the newly crowned women's featherweight champion Taya Valkyrie and former WWE star Lindsay Dorado. And this rivalry going on with Strange Sanger is something big that is going on within MLW right now. I'm excited to see how this matchup goes. And my prediction here, Microman, Taya Valkyrie, and Lindsay Dorado take out Strange Sanger. But I wouldn't be mad with Strange Sanger getting the win here either. So I really think this could go either way. We'll see what happens here on MLW Fusion. But yeah. I also think Richard Holiday might speak or have something happen. And so might Enzo or Real One. He might have something to say too. It may be another matchup will get announced last minute too. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's my predictions this time around for MLW Fusion. Normally, I'd be like, this is not a lot, but MLW Fusion does find a way to become interesting. So we'll see what happens. Impact Wrestling Impact Wrestling results, my bad, coming up next here on TPW Talking Pro Wrestling. I'll see you after this.